Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Within the Man Cave. It's been a little while, but been working on some stuff, and I've been working on my guidebook that I'm hoping to get out pretty quick, and yeah, just dealing with my own personal stuff and all that stuff. So I've decided that I'm gonna make a few more shorter videos, maybe like around the 10-minute mark, and then that way I might be able to get them out faster, and more schedule, like once a week or twice a week or something like that. So I do have some, drop my clipboard here, sorry about that. I do have some topics that I'm gonna be going through the next couple weeks, or the next few little while. Leading by example and leading with your kids. That's going to be one. And being your true, authentic self. That'll be another one. And then something that I'm calling the 3 C's and the action list, or sometimes referred to as the shit list. So those are coming up. I'm hoping to get them done pretty quick. Tonight, I'm gonna go talk about silver linings and how you actually might be more grateful than you actually realize. And again, how to realize these things in the way I've done it. So let's talk about silver linings first. Okay, so as we all know, 2020 has pretty much been a shit show. Some of us had it worse than others, and whatnot. And I'm choosing to look for and at the silver linings. So from the outside looking in, people that don't know my story, is 2020 in February, my marriage broke up, and yeah, we've been struggling, living together but still separated, and just being separated, and living in 2 different houses, and of course that upsets the family dynamic, and then there's issues that we have to deal with, and the children and all that stuff. Now both me and my wife we want the best for our children, and they're number one, and we are working together for that. It's not like we're mortal enemies or anything like that. We are working together, and I am still hopeful that in a while maybe we can figure something out and start over again together, the 4 of us. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm working on myself and what I'm calling the silver lining. So February, I found out that my wife no longer wanted to be my wife. And then, of course, I fall into depression. And then I go into grief. And then, like many people do when they're desperate, you try to figure out whatever and stuff like that. So, in a way, now this might sound weird, but without all this happening in my life, plus the COVID junk, and like the economy falling apart and all that stuff, I wouldn't be who I am today. Now, I'm not saying that I wanted any of this stuff to happen. Of course not. But the silver lining in my situation is I know who I am, better what I want, better what I need, better who I was and why I wasn't happy and all that stuff. I took the steps to better myself because of this situation, for myself. And when I did that, it works. Like the trickle effect is I'm better for my kids and I'm better for my family. So I learned I was running on empty. I learned I had massive anxiety. And I was living with it and it was controlling me. So I've been able to deal with this stuff. I've been able to deal with my anger. Like, I'm not even the same person I was a month ago, let alone back in February. So, I mean, the silver lining is I'm finding out who I really am. And living that best possible way, getting the help I did. I found a purpose, and my purpose is deep within the man cave, to help other men and other people who may not have the know with how or whatever. And I'm trying to lead by an example by putting myself out there and being vulnerable, tongue twister again, and saying, yeah, you know what, there's days when I'm not okay, but there's days when I'm great, and there's days when I'm just whatever. I could stay in bed if I wanted to, but I don't. I push on. I struggle through the bad days because I know that there's going to be more good days than there are bad days. And that is a silver lining. I realized what I was suffering from. I realized how anxiety was affecting me and how my actions and previous behaviors, which I didn't even realize about, were affecting me, my relationships, and with my wife, my kids, my family members, and stuff like that. How I was sort of drawn back into a negative mindset. So I am choosing to look at the positives in this horrible situation. Now, I don't know what the outcome is, but I know that I'm going to be okay. And I know what I want, and I know what I'm working for. And I know that I have to exhaust all my options before I'm willing to, not admit defeat or anything like that, but I know that there's things that I have to do for myself instead of just, burying my head in the sand, calling it quits, giving up, whatever. This stuff is hard. But I know some of my demons have come back and bit me in the ass and showing up, and I have to deal with that. I have to take care of them, or else they're still going to be there. So I'm aware now. That is a huge silver lining. I now have confidence, self-value, self-worth, opportunities to help people and to better myself and better my family and my children, to be there for my kids. I've learned to listen without listen to be without not to be heard, but just to listen. I've learned empathy, putting myself in their shoes, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but to actually hear it from their side, how they were feeling, how this made them feel. And that is huge. And it's also opened my eyes to being in the moment and being really grateful for everything that that I have, and everything that happens. Things happen for a reason, and then most of the time it's to teach us to be stronger or to move forward. Something in this present time isn't working. That's why stuff happens. And some people bury their head in the sand and ignore it, or some people tackle it head on. Until this year, I'd bury my head in the sand. You know, it's what I did. I didn't want to deal with issues that were, you know, under my control, that that were hard to deal with, hard to admit. So I just buried my hand and put them on the back burner, hoped that they would go away. But we all know deep down inside that that doesn't happen. It just makes things worse and worse until you break. And you know, I've witnessed some pretty scary panic attacks on my wife's side of things when she's finally hitting rock bottom or so. And that is don't wish that on my worst enemy, having a panic attack. I don't know what it feels like myself, but witnessing someone that you love and care more about in the world than your own self, watching them go through that is scary, because you don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm thankful I've never had a panic attack, and I feel for the people that have them, because it must be scarier than shit. And I hope that you have someone there that can support you and help you and ease you through getting back out of the panic attack, because you need that. So along with my silver linings, I have, like I've said many times before, done my daily gratitudes, my daily wins, whatever. Now, more recently, I am looking at I'm more in the moment, so I realize more stuff that I'm actually really grateful for. And a lot of them are small, little things, but the more you recognize those little things and the more gratitude you have, you attract more of those things, and then you get out of your negative mindset, because it doesn't matter how shitty life is, there is always something to be thankful for. Waking up, I mean, some people, you know, wish they didn't have to, but the fact that you're still here is a good thing. So I tend to write down my gratitudes in the evening, right before bed, so it's fresh. Helps me go to sleep on a positive note, not worrying about things. Quite often now, I can get between 20 and 30 things a day that I am grateful for. Whether it is an excellent sleep, or the perfect cup of morning coffee and how it made you feel. You know, one of my daily gratitudes is when I wake up, I get myself a coffee first thing in the morning, and if it's nice out, I'll sit out on the deck or just in the kitchen and I hang out with my dog. And my dog is extremely happy, and runs around because he knows as soon as I'm done that coffee, it's walk time. Now, I live in an area where we have a man-made lake. There's geese, there's birds, the trees are turning. Like, I know what's coming. White crap from the sky. And no one's looking forward to it unless you're a skidooer or a snowboarder or a skier or whatever. It's not the worst, I just don't like being cold. But, like, we have so much to be thankful for. Going for a walk in the mornings, having the sun hit you on your back. It's crisp out, but the sun has heat. It's awesome. The fall colors, the geese on the lake, the ducks on the lake, just any of those little things say you talk to a friend and he says, hey, you know, you're doing good, or they check up on you, or you talk to somebody that you haven't seen. Those are all things to be grateful for. And the more we're grateful, the more things we find that we are actually grateful for. And they might seem small or whatever, like cutting the lawn and the smell of fresh cut grass. That, you know, we're not going to have that anytime soon anymore. So that's something to be grateful for if that's what you like. So there really is tons of things to be grateful for. I'm going to challenge everyone out there who watches this to start writing down your gratitudes in the evening or first thing in the morning, or even throughout the day. Just jot them down, and I'm challenging you to see how many you can get. See if you can get more than 10. And then maybe the next day, look even deeper and see more and see more, and start writing them down, read them, and you will find that you really do, even though things are crappy, you know, you are blessed. Yeah, like, I feel I'm happy, you know, relationship wise, no, but I'm working on it, and I'm happy that I am, and I actually have answers that I need for myself. I have to take care of me first. I was running on empty for years and didn't even know it. So I'm feeling good. I'm doing things for myself. I'm doing things for my family. I'm doing things for my relationship with my wife, and all that stuff. I'm moving forward, and I am so thankful for that. I'm so thankful I just didn't pull up the covers and quit, because that just leaves more regret, and you know, you don't want that in life. So in every situation there is a silver lining, and everybody has gratitudes, and the more you look for them, the more you will actually realize them, and write them down, review them, you know, and get into that positive mindset, because when you are positive, you attract positive to you, and that just means more and more and more. So I'm going to cut it short here. I challenge you to write down your gratitudes. Let's see if anybody can get more than 20. Leave me a comment. And if you don't want to leave a comment on the YouTube channel, email is deepwithinthemancave@gmail.com, and privacy is the number one thing. I will not say names if you do not want me to, or anything like that, or I will not post anything that you do not want me to post. So yeah, be kind, be helpful, and be positive, and you are worth it. You're not alone in your struggles, and reach out if you need to. I will talk to you soon. Thank you.